Hello, hello! In this video I will be talking about everything that goes into making a blog post. So we are not just talking about the writing, but also the research, the editing, the designing of images, promo, everything. Hi, my name is Natalie and I help creative entrepreneurs create money-making content that leads to fabulous products and services. If you want to learn more about the strategy and tech that is involved to achieve that, don't forget to subscribe to this channel below and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any new videos. Blogs are one of the content forms that can lead to your offers, and I've been getting some questions and concerns about them lately, and I thought I would make a video to address those. People struggle to remember all that they need to do to put their blog post online and promote it, and they forget half the steps. So today I want to talk through this with you. First up, let's talk about trying to remember all the steps. Don't try to remember them, instead have them written down somewhere so that you can just copy and paste it and have it all ready for you. So what I do is I have a Notion page where I have all the steps of my blog post in sections, and I will go through all the sections with you in a bit. And every time I make a new blog post, or I do this for my videos as well, I have a different list for that, I will make a page for that blog post and I will copy all the tasks over to that page and I can just tick them off as I go. So that way the chances of me forgetting something are smaller. I'm not saying I don't forget anything. We will talk about that in a bit. But yes, I can see which I ticked, which I forgot to tick, so it's easier to remember and also to see the order. And if I feel like the order is wrong or there's a task missing from it, I have that basic template that I reuse every time, and I can just add something in or change something up, and it's still all ready for the next time. So that is definitely my first tip. Find a place that works for you to write out all the steps that you can easily copy. It could be a task management system as well, like ClickUp or Trello or Amazing Marvin, whatever you use. But have a place where you have all the steps so that you can just copy it each time, and the chances of not forgetting are smaller. Everything starts with prepping for the blog post. So first of all, I start by looking at my content calendar if I already have a topic set out for the week that I want to talk about. If you want to learn more about my content calendar and how I plan with that, check out this video. It talks all about how I plan my content with ease and how I pick out my topics ahead of time. But even if you haven't picked out a topic yet, find a topic is the basic to start with. You can check out questions that you've gotten, or your content tree if you have it, or anything there you think this could be a great topic to write about. The next part of prepping is keyword research. Now this is one of the parts that I'm notoriously bad at. Not because I don't like it or I'm bad at it, just because I get so excited for writing the blog post if I have a good idea that I tend to skip it a lot. But it's a really important part of it, and so it is on my list because it makes the chances of me doing it a lot better. Then I write out the main points that I want to be talking about. So the main sections of my blog post, the main things I don't want to forget to talk about. And I will most of the time just do this by brainstorming and then seeing if there's an order that I want it to be in. Sometimes the order comes while I'm writing, and sometimes I just write out all the main points and then drag them in an order that makes sense. And what I also do at this stage is think about blogs or videos that I have that I could link to from my blog post. This is really good to do, and it's a great moment to think about it because you might want to talk about a specific point in a specific way because you know you can link to something else about it. So the next section of writing a blog post is the draft, which is most of the time the longest, most difficult part for people. But if you have your main points, your outline, it's easier to write because you have the elements that you want to talk about, you have the sections that you want to talk about, and it's all about writing those elements and those paragraphs. Don't start editing too much yet. Write, and then editing comes on later. So write what you want to talk about, use those main points, and make sure that it stays succinct as well. Once you've done that, you can add headings. Those will be related to your main points, and you can come up with headings that fit with your keyword research and your main points to make sure it's an easy scannable blog post. You can also add your links to your other content in here, as well as any links to any offers you have or affiliate links that you want to use. So when I've written my draft, I tend to leave that for a bit. So the next thing I do is not editing, but design. I will make my images in this part of the blog post writing. I will go to Canva and make a featured image, my pins, any social sharing images that I want to use, everything that I want to use. And I have all of my steps and as well as all of the sizes for it ready to go. And I have templates even in my Canva to make it really easy to do design of all these images. This way, by the time I get to the editing, I've had a while to process everything that I've written and all the information, and I can make sure that it fits, it's easy to read, that it makes sense, and that there are no unnecessary words in there. So the way I edit is I will first proofread and make any changes that I want to make sure that the text on its own works and fits the bill. I will then write an excerpt. So to me, that's part of editing because it's part of what goes into the main blog and it's a part of the information around the blog. I will also at that point fill in my SEO tool to make sure that the keywords come up in the blog post and make sure that that gives me an okay for the blog post, and that all of my title and any information around the blog is fixed as well. Last but not least, for the editing part, I add in any filler images that I want to use, as well as the call to action at the bottom of my blog post. Because a call to action is really important and you don't want to forget that. So now we get to the part that a lot of my clients seem to forget, which is the metadata. First up, you want to add a featured image. If you followed the order of your task list and this video, then you should have made a featured image in the design phase, and you can just pop that in. If you didn't, this is a good time to do it. I will also add the category and any tags to the blog post at this point so that it's easy to be found, and any similar blog post or related blog post will show up underneath my blog post that I'm writing. This is also the moment that I will fill in the social part of my blog post, so how I want it to look on social media, and make sure that that all looks good. Once that is all set up and done, it's time to schedule, which is just adding a time that it needs to go live to the blog post and publishing it or planning it to be published, and then adding that information into my content calendar so that I know when it was published and I know when I want to update it. Even though I'm done with writing my blog post, there's still an important section that needs to be done, and that's promoting your blog post. So I'll start with pinning my blog to all the right places or planning them in. I will then repurpose this blog into at least 3 social media posts and plan that in using my planner for Facebook and Instagram. So that is it to be able to do all the elements to writing a blog post, from prepping, drafting, designing, editing, to meta and promo. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video, and if you have any questions, please let me know below in the comments. And you might also like this video over here, and I will see you next week.